Well, hello guys, it's Kid Bowman here, and thank you for joining me on this brand new video. Welcome to my channel. As some of you quite recognise me already from the previous video. As I'm going to do another read aloud for you guys for story time. First of all, I'll show a book I've got. We're going to read to you in a minute. I have got Disney's Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. It was published by Disney's Wonderful Reading and Grolier Book Club Edition. So what I tend to do, I'll go read this book by words, and also showing the pictures on the front of each page. So, are you here? Are you sure you want to join me? That's good. You have come to my place. Okay, are you ready? Once there lived a poor woodcutter named Alibaba. Every day he went up the hill to chop wood. His donkeys carried the wood to town where Alibaba sold it. One day Alibaba was loading wood onto his donkeys when he heard horses galloping down the path. Alibaba was scared. It could be a gang of thieves. Alibaba quickly hid his donkeys in the bushes. Then he hid himself in a tree. The horseman stopped in front of some large rocks near Alibaba's tree. Then the leader cried out, "Open sesame!" Suddenly, one of the rocks swung open like a door. It was the entrance to the cave. Alibaba counted the horsemen as they were right inside. 40 horsemen rode after the leader. Finally, the horsemen came out of the cave and rode away. The door slung shut behind them. Alibaba climbed down from his tree and went to the door of the cave. Then he tried the magic words. "Open sesame," he cried. The door swung open. The cave was full of treasure stolen by the thieves. There were a roll of fine silk, jar of jewels, and sack of gold. Alibaba was very poor. Since he knew the treasure belonged to thieves, he decided to take some home. He dragged the sack full of treasure out of the cave, and the door swung shut. The sack was very heavy. He had to pull it to the place where donkeys were hidden. When he reached the donkeys, he put treasure into the saddlebags on their backs. Then he covered the bags with firewood and started home. It was late at night when Alibaba got home. "Where have you been?" asked his housekeeper. "Shh," said Alibaba. Hurry with me to the courtyard so we can unload the donkeys." When the housekeeper saw the gold and jewels, she was amazed. "We have to hide this treasure," she said, "or else we'll steal it." "You're right," said Alibaba. They digged a hole in the floor and carefully buried the treasure. The next day, the thieves rode back to the cave. Again, the leader cried out, "Open sesame!" Again, the door of the cave swung open. Inside, they found broken jars and strange footprints. Someone has robbed us, cried the leader. Come, we must find him. They followed the footprints to the place where Ali Baba had cut his wood. The person who robbed us was a woodcutter, said the leader. There's his axe. When he got back to town, the leader looked everywhere for the woodcutter, but he did not find Ali Baba. Each time Ali Baba and his housekeeper wanted to summon the treasure, they had to dig up the floor. What we need, said Ali Baba, it's a chest with a false button. Then we could reach the treasure easily. I'll go speak to the carpenter, said the housekeeper. That night, she went to the carpenter's house and told him what they need, and that was the secret. The carpenter said he could do the job. The housekeeper blindfolded him so he would not know where he was going. Then she led him to Ali Baba's house. The carpenter worked quickly. Before the night was over, he made a handsome chest with a false button. Ali Baba and his housekeeper were very pleased. After they paid a carpenter, the housekeeper blindfolded him again and led him back to his house. One day, the leader of a gang of thieves happened to visit the carpenter. You worked fast, said the leader. A few nights ago, I worked even faster, said the carpenter. A few hours ago, I built a chest with a false button to hide a secret treasure. If you take me to the place where you built that chest, said the leader, I will pay you well. I was blindfolded when I went there, but if you also blindfolded me, maybe I can find the house again. That night, the leader of the thieves blindfolded the carpenter, and the carpenter retraced his steps to Ali Baba's house. The leader paid the carpenter and marked the door of the house with an X. The mark would help him to find the house again. The next morning, the housekeeper found the X on the door. She was afraid that the mark meant danger, so she drew an X on every door along the street. When the thieves came to find Ali Baba's house, they did not know which one was his. The leader was very angry. That night, the leader of the thieves again paid a carpenter to lead him to Ali Baba's house. But this time, he did not mark the door. Instead, he counted the number of houses to the end of the street. The next day, the leader came back to Ali Baba's house with 20 donkeys. Each donkey carried 2 large oil jars. By donkeys I have travelled a long way, the leader said to Ali Baba. May we pay a night in your courtyard? You may put the donkeys in the courtyard, said Ali Baba, but you will be guest in my house. The leader of the 40 thieves thanked Ali Baba and brought his donkeys into the courtyard. He unloaded the oil jars and lined them up against the wall. When it was dark, the housekeeper tried to light up the lamp, but her lamp was out of oil. She went to the courtyard to get oil from one of the jars. "Is it time to come out?" whispered a voice inside the jar. Suddenly, the housekeeper knew that there was a thief hidden in each one of the 40 jars. In a deep voice, she answered, No, not yet." Then she ran to tell Ali Baba what had happened. Ali Baba hurried off to get the Sultan's soldiers. The housekeeper showed the leader to his room and said good night. The leader opened his window and threw the pedal at the oil jars as the signal to the thieves. Then he climbed down to the courtyard. "Come out quietly," he said to the 40 thieves. Suddenly, the door burst open. Ali Baba led the soldiers into the courtyard. The thieves fell down and broke oil jars in a hurry to get away. But the leader and the 40 thieves were all captured and led away to jail, and the donkeys were taken to the Sultan's stables. The next day, Ali Baba and his housekeeper worked hard to clean up the courtyard. They told the Sultan's soldiers about the treasure in the cave and also about the gold and jewels in the house. Because they helped to capture the thieves, and Ali Baba and his housekeeper were allowed to keep the part of the treasure. They spent their gold carefully, and they were never poor again. The end. So, I hope you enjoyed this. When you listen to me when I read Disney's Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves storybook, and I find you find it more interesting. It does give you a bit nice atmosphere, more entertainment. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and feel free to like, comment down below and give thumbs up if you like this video. So we highly dedicated to celebrate the 100 years of Walt Disney since the company has been around since 1923. Okay, guys, so please stay tuned for the next future video. So I'll see you next time, and thank you very much.